is revealed that the Rat King survived its battle with Wu Tiancheng. The creature explains its recent actions, stating that at first, it only ate beggars, then it moved on to eating young people. Now, it kneels in submission, admitting that it eventually developed a taste for the pampered elite. The Rat King is not alone. It prostrates itself before a new, far more terrifying monster, a colossal, green-skinned being with glowing red eyes and immense power. This new monster scolds the Rat King, angrily telling it that it went to great trouble to bring the Rat King there to have its clan dig tunnels. Instead, the Rat King went around eating people and caused a huge commotion that drew unwanted attention. The giant monster glares down and menacingly asks the Rat King if it believes it deserves to die for its failure. Terrified, the Rat King begs its master for another chance. The giant monster considers the plea and agrees that it can give the Rat King another chance, but it clarifies that there will be a price to pay. Without another word, the monster's clawed hand strikes the Rat King, and a spray of blood fills the air. Deep in the cavern, the giant green monster continues punishing the Rat King. Having ripped out one of its eyes, the monster holds the bloody orb and remarks that while the sewer rat's eyes smell foul, they taste delicious. The monster then grabs the cowering Rat King, acknowledging its cleverness for hiding and sending a subordinate to pose as the Rat King to be defeated by the authorities. This reveals the creature Wu Tiancheng fought was merely a decoy. However, the monster delivers a final, chilling warning. If the Rat King fails to dig tunnels as commanded, it will still die. Meanwhile, back at Shanghai High, the day of Lin Zichen's personal challenge has arrived. As he walks toward the gym, he is the subject of intense gossip. Students point him out as the arrogant first year who dared to challenge the entire school, with many eager to watch. Lin Zichen, however, is focused on his phone, where he is looking at a wanted notice for the 9 fugitive members of the Rat God cult, noting the 500,000 yuan reward for their capture. He thinks of them as a walking fortune, but his practical nature takes over, and he reminds himself that if he ever encounters one, his first priority is to stay safe before thinking about the bounty. He arrives at the gym to find it packed with students surrounding the fighting rings, just as he had hoped. Looking at the sea of potential opponents, he knows the large turnout is not just due to his challenge, but also because of the final part of his plan, the participation prize. To motivate the crowd, Shen Qinghan stands on the sidelines with a megaphone, announcing that every participant will receive a lottery ticket for a chance to win generous prizes. The announcement works perfectly, and the male students erupt in excitement. They shout about the amazing prizes, including the latest game consoles and smartphones, though one boy is more interested in the possibility of touching Shen Qinghan's hand during the lottery. This same boy eagerly reaches forward to be the first volunteer. However, before he can finish speaking, a female student leaps over him, stepping on his head as she declares she will go first. This opens the floodgates, and a massive, chaotic crowd of female students rushes forward, trampling the boys as they all clamor for a chance to fight Lin Zichen. Soon, the fighting ring is filled with a large group of girls who have surrounded Lin Zichen, eagerly declaring they want to challenge him. The challenge, however, quickly becomes his female classmates fawning over him. One girl touches his arm, excitedly exclaiming how strong he feels, explains that he learned there is always someone stronger. He then launches into a condescending monologue, offering to teach Lin Zichen a life lesson. Completely ignoring the speech, Lin Zichen turns to the teacher and simply asks if he can begin. The flustered teacher quickly declares the start of the match. Before Yan Xiaoxuan can finish his advice, Lin Zichen interrupts him with a single, devastating kick that sends him flying across the ring. As Yan Xiaoxuan crashes into the far wall, Lin Zichen casually puts a finger in his ear, remarking with relief that it is finally quiet. The students are left in stunned silence. They shout in disbelief, questioning how their school's formidable overlord could have been defeated so instantly, and wondering just how powerful Lin Zichen truly is. The stunned silence is broken by slow, deliberate clapping. A new challenger, a muscular student with spiky red hair, makes his way through the crowd. The students immediately recognize him as Chen Wuxing, the #1 student in the entire school, and they erupt in excitement, assuming the real show is about to begin. Lin Zichen watches the newcomer approach, thinking this is a classic case of beating the young one brings out the old one. Chen Wuxing lands in the ring with a confident smirk, remarking that he never expected Yan Xiaoxuan to lose to a junior. However, just as he is about to start his own speech, Lin Zichen again cuts him off, turning to the teacher and asking to begin. Over Chen Wuxing's protests, the teacher starts the match. Enraged at being ignored, Chen Wuxing charges forward, surrounded by a blue aura, declaring it seems he will have to beat his opponent to make him listen. Lin Zichen meets the charge, his own fist glowing with a yellow aura. Their powerful blows collide in a massive shockwave. Chen Wuxing apologizes, but Lin Zichen simply states that he is in a hurry and unleashes a powerful punch. The blow is too much for Chen Wuxing. It sends him flying backward, his shirt torn, his face a mask of disbelief as he questions how this is possible. The entire student body watches in absolute shock, their jaws hanging open as they witness the instantaneous defeat of their school's strongest fighter. With the school's strongest fighters defeated, Lin Zichen turns to the still stunned crowd. He points to a random student and tells him to get in the ring to fight. The student points to himself in disbelief, and Lin Zichen confirms it, stating they haven't fought yet. The student nervously asks him to be gentle, but Lin Zichen smiles and reminds him that if he participates, he will get a lottery ticket. Motivated, the student rushes into the ring, and Lin Zichen promises to go easy. His promise is short-lived, as he immediately knocks the student out with a single punch. A system notification confirms that his achievement progress for survival of the fittest has increased by 1. Seeing this, the rest of the student body realizes there is no shame in losing to someone so overwhelmingly powerful, and they still have a chance to win the lottery prizes. Renewed enthusiasm sweeps through the crowd as they all surge forward, motivated by the prospect of winning a new smartphone. What follows is a systematic and effortless series of victories for Lin Zichen. He stands his ground, easily dispatching every student who challenges him, with his system's counter ticking up by 1 with each defeated opponent. After the final student is defeated, a large system notification appears, announcing that by eliminating 1,000 different competitors, he has successfully completed the achievement. Another notification immediately follows, confirming he has finally acquired the new biological attribute: survival of the fittest. Lin Zichen clenches his fist, a look of pure triumph on his face, ecstatic that his long and arduous challenge has finally paid off. With his quest complete, a system notification details Lin Zichen's new reward. He has acquired the biological attribute, survival of the fittest, which increases the damage he inflicts on other living beings. He strokes his chin thoughtfully, concluding that while it is a simple and practical damage-boosting ability, he is slightly annoyed the system doesn't specify the exact value of the increase. His objective achieved, Lin Zichen leaps down from the ring and announces the challenge is over. The female students are disappointed, complaining it ended too quickly, and they wanted to watch him more. Wasting no time, Lin Zichen grabs Shen Qinghan's hand, leads her through the parting crowd, and they quickly leave the emptying gym. Later, a hearty laugh is heard from the principal's office. Inside, the principal of Shanghai High sits on her desk, congratulating Lin Zichen for officially earning the title of the school's #1 fighter. Leaning in close, she playfully questions him, suggesting that since he defeated even Chen Wuxing in an instant, he must surely be hiding his true strength. Sitting on the couch with Shen Qinghan, Lin Zichen sips his drink and modestly replies that he only hid a little of his power. The principal gives him a knowing look, clearly not believing him. She brings up Chen Wuxing's recent special entrance exam for Kyoto University, where he lifted a 690-kilogram barbell with one hand. Based on that, she confidently estimates that Lin Zichen's own one-handed lift must be at least 800 kilograms. Internally, Lin Zichen knows he cannot let her find out his true, much higher strength. He plays along, telling her that her guess is nearly perfect, and his official data shows a lift of 795 kilograms. The principal laughs triumphantly, pleased she was right. As she celebrates, Lin Zichen tries to get her attention. Having established himself as the school's strongest, Lin Zichen immediately turns to his true priority. With an eager expression, he raises his hand and asks the principal when he can expect the 8,810 yuan prize money. Amused by his focus on money, the principal playfully calls him a little rascal, but agrees and immediately transfers the funds. Just as the principal begins to discuss his new responsibilities, Lin Zichen interrupts, asking if there is anything else he can do for her. He then makes a special request. Since both he and Shen Qinghan enjoy swimming, he asks for use of the gym's swimming pool. He clarifies that he wants exclusive access, meaning the pool should be closed to everyone else whenever they use it. The principal smiles and readily agrees. Internally surprised at how easily she consented, Lin Zichen adds one more condition. He explains that he dislikes being watched in his swim trunks, so he will be covering the security cameras during their private sessions. This statement causes Shen Qinghan to blush furiously. The principal's mind immediately jumps to a suggestive conclusion. Thinking about the implications of a boy and girl being alone in a pool with the cameras covered, her imagination runs wild, picturing a romantic and steamy encounter between the two of them. Playing along with her own misunderstanding, the principal retrieves a key from her desk, telling Lin Zichen that she will, of course, satisfy all of his requests. She hands him the key, officially designating the pool as their exclusive, private swimming area. As he takes it, she leans in close and whispers a final, teasing warning, telling him to just be careful not to create a new life while they are in there. Her suggestive comment leaves Lin Zichen completely baffled, as he wonders what she could possibly mean by a new life. As they walk down the school hallway, Lin Zichen looks at the key to the swimming pool. He thinks to himself that with exclusive access, he can finally begin to properly explore the true nature of Shen Qinghan's mysterious abilities. His thoughts are interrupted when Shen Qinghan stops him, saying she has a favor to ask. With a nervous expression, she explains she signed up for a singing competition. While she has practiced her solo parts, she still needs someone to help her with the duet section. She shyly asks if he can practice with her that evening, and Lin Zichen readily agrees. Overjoyed, Shen Qinghan throws her fist in the air and happily skips away. Lin Zichen watches her go, thinking about how much this competition means to her. He smiles, hoping she will be able to find her confidence through it. Later that night, at Shen Qinghan's apartment, the two are in her room practicing. She sings into a microphone while Lin Zichen sits and listens, providing the other part of the duet from his phone. Meanwhile, in the living room, Shen Qinghan's parents, Shen Jianye and Xu Meng, are watching. Her father expresses concern, asking his wife if it is appropriate for them to be alone in a room together now that they are older. His wife quickly scolds him, retorting that they are childhood friends and questioning what right he has to object. She angrily tells him not to meddle, causing him to quickly back down. After overhearing her parents' conversation, Lin Zichen decides it's a good time to wrap up. He tells Shen Qinghan they've been at it for half an hour and it is time to focus on their studies. As he gets ready to leave, he reminds her about their plan for the next day, to go to the school's private pool so she can get more comfortable with her water abilities. He tells her not to forget her swimsuit and she happily agrees. They say their goodbyes, and Lin Zichen heads home. Once alone, Shen Qinghan's thoughts are consumed by the upcoming trip to the pool, and a deep blush spreads across her face. She nervously goes to her closet, wondering what swimsuit to wear. She lays out two options on her bed, a modest, blue one-piece and a more revealing black bikini. She picks up the black bikini, her blush deepening as she worries it might be too revealing. Her imagination runs wild for a moment as she pictures a scene of her and Lin Zichen splashing each other playfully in the water. After a moment of hesitation, she makes up her mind, reasoning that since it will only be him him at the pool, it should be fine. She resolutely shoves the bikini into her school bag. The next day after school, Lin Zichen and Shen Qinghan head to the empty gym swimming pool. Already changed into his swim trunks, Lin Zichen waits by the poolside, his impressive physique on display. He looks up at a security camera, remembering his promise to the principal and confidently thinking he will handle it. Just then, Shen Qinghan's voice calls his name. He turns to see her standing in the doorway, wearing the revealing black bikini. With a bright smile and a slight blush, she walks toward him, apologizing for making him wait. Outwardly, Lin Zichen appears calm, simply telling her to slow down and be careful. Internally, however, he is completely flustered, thinking how incredibly cute she looks. After regaining his composure, he tells her it is time to get in the water and begin their training, to which she happily agrees. The two enter the water and begin to swim gracefully. Underwater, Lin Zichen takes Shen Qinghan's hand, and they continue to swim together. Suddenly, her eyes widen in shock as she feels something strange. She quickly gets Lin Zichen's attention, looking startled. She frantically points towards the surface, indicating they need to go up immediately. Understanding, Lin Zichen grabs her and pulls her swiftly towards the air. They break the surface with a splash, and a concerned Lin Zichen holds her close, asking what happened. With a look of utter astonishment and excitement, Shen Qinghan exclaims that the water can pass directly through her body. To demonstrate, she holds out her hands just below the surface and tells him to watch. Just as she described, the water flows straight through her palms as if they were intangible before splashing back into the pool.
His story is not yet over. If you want to see what evolution will he take, join us, subscribe and witness his transformation.